What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and in today's episode of the Super Smash Brothers and Platform Fighter tutorial series, we are going to be going over crouching. So we have covered crouching, at least the initial state, as well as crouch blocking, but there's a lot more we can do in crouching, such as crawling or crouch walking and attacks in our crouching as well. As we come into the game here, you'll see that we can crouch, and this is something we've been able to do for a few episodes now, and we can also crouch block. That's another thing we can do. Now we want to adjust this logic so we can do things like crawling, as it's referred to in Super Smash Brothers, which is crouch walking, as well as crouch attacks, like this. And having an actual crouch loop, because before, when we would do our crouch block animation, we would enter this crouch block state. Then when we release the button, we'd go back into start crouch. You see that, how the character had to crouch down again? We want to avoid that. So you'll notice with the attack, we can attack and we just stay in the regular crouch position, not the start crouch. So we're going to make our crouching way better in today's episode. Now before we get started, if you want to get caught up in the series, I'll link you to the entire playlist of the Platform Fighter and Super Smash Brothers tutorial series right here in the top right corner. If you only care about the crouching, that's fine. I would recommend you watch the first episode where we went over some of this behavior, which I'll put in the top right corner right here. Now with that out of the way, we can go ahead and get started. This is a code and blueprint tutorial series, although we really only need to work in the blueprints today, and specifically we need to work in the animation blueprint. So we need to get our animations that we want for our character. So if I go to my crouching animations, you'll see that I had this start crouch animation in the past, and that looked like this. The character was going from the standing pose down to the crouching pose. We also had the crouch block, which is right here. And this is where the character is putting out their arm like a shield to block incoming damage. I've added some new animations today. So we have the crouch, which is this idle animation for the crouch. It doesn't have the character going from the standing to the crouch, but they're just in the crouch the whole time. So this is our crouch idle. Then we have our basic attack for our crouch, our special attack for our crouch, and our crouch walk or our crawl. These are the animations we're going to be implementing today. So go into your character's animation blueprint. For me, that is the default NMBP. To this point in the series, we had all of this in here, and we had the start crouch, and then we had these three nodes. This was our begin crouching and our crouch block functionality. You'll see I've added some new nodes today, and that's going to be our attacks for our crouch idle, and our crouch walking. So first things first, our start crouch is really just meant to be an animation where the idle, the standing idle, can go to the crouch idle. But before we only had the start crouch, so we would keep looping that start crouch animation, and we don't want to do that. Idle still goes to start crouch the same way it did before, just by checking to see if the character has entered the crouching state. However, start crouch is now going to transition to this new state, crouch idle. So if we add state, right click add state, and call it crouch idle, we're going to drag off of start crouch and bring it into crouch idle. We'll get this transition rule right here. We're going to make it automatic rule based on sequence player and state. Essentially, whenever the character is done playing this animation, if they don't have any other animations they can go to, automatically take this transition rule. So it'll go from start crouch to crouch idle once start crouch is finished playing. You don't need any transition events or anything crazy, it's just that simple. Now let's go into the crouch idle animation. And in this state, we just need to add the actual animation that we want to play. For me, that is my DC crouch, which is default character crouch, and this is just my crouch idle. We want to have this animation as set to loop animation because it's the idle. We want to keep playing it as long as the character remains in that state. Now you'll notice crouch idle cannot go back to start crouching because if they exit crouch idle, they'll go to the standing idle. So crouch idle can't go to start crouch, but it can go to regular idle, and that's this transition rule right here. Now crouch idle to idle is going to be determined by the character is not crouching anymore. So this was the previous transition rule from start crouch to idle. And you'll notice that start crouch can no longer go directly to idle. Now if you wanted, you could have the character be able to cancel out of their start crouch and go to idle and not have to wait for the start crouch animation to finish. So you could still have your transition rule of start crouch to idle here if you want. but I don't think that's necessary, especially because the start crouch animation should be very quick. It should only be a couple frames optimally. On crouch idle to idle, again, no transition events, nothing crazy like that. Now, crouch idle can also go to each attack. So we didn't have crouching attacks before, so add 2 states, or as many states as you have for your crouch attacks. So I've added 2, one called crouch basic attack and another called crouch special attack. Crouch idle can go to crouch basic attack, and crouch basic attack can go back to idle. So for crouch idle to crouch basic attack, we have this transition rule right here. And it's just checking to see if the character has used their basic attack. This is the same rule that we use for our idle to basic attack. So nothing fancy there, just if the character has used their basic attack and they're in the crouch idle, then go to the crouch basic attack state. No transition events or anything like that. Now if we go into our crouch basic attack state, we want to add an animation here, and it's going to be my crouch basic attack, which is the one I showed you earlier. We will want 2 anim notifies that will fill out a little bit in the future, so we're going to want an active and an ended. If you remember from earlier in the series, the active is what spawns the actual hitbox, the ended is what removes the hitbox. Essentially, active is when the active frame starts, and the ended is when the character enters the recovery on that attack. So now going back to the animation blueprint, we want to make sure that this animation is not set to loop animation because we only want it to play once. They are going to return to crouch idle. Crouch basic attack can return to crouch idle through this transition rule right here. It is just automatic rule based on sequence, player, and state, so there's no real rule. Just once this animation is finished, return to crouch idle. In this case, I do have a transition event, start transition event, and it's the same one that I use on my attacks to the standing idle. It's technically called return to idle and not return to crouch idle or something like that, but it's fine because they are going to do the same logic. So we can use or reuse the event that we already have called return to idle. So type this in here, and just a quick refresher on what that is. Return to idle resets some of our variables and gets rid of the hitboxes. Now, we also have our anim notifies in here for our endeds. So crouch basic attack ended in here and does the same logic. You don't really have to do both of these for each attack, but something that we talked about earlier in the series is combo attacks and how this could be useful at that point. So I've kept the same structure as our other attacks in previous episodes as to not complicate this crouching episode. So both the ended of the attack and the return to idle that we put on there are going to do the same thing. This one should already be in here if you've been following the series, but the crouch basic attack we will have to add. So crouch basic attack, and we want the event anim notify. Specifically, we want the ended here because we are resetting the behavior. So the ended goes here. The active is where we're spawning the hitbox. So we can go ahead and add that now. And I did it up above using the same hitbox as before. I didn't make a custom hitbox for it. Theoretically, all your attacks should have custom hitboxes. But this is really just a balancing and a design thing. It doesn't change your implementation at all. So just search for your crouch basic attack active and grab the event. And I just plugged it into the same hitbox as the basic attack for the standing version. Now let's go back to the state machine and let's do our other attack. So we have crouch idle to this new state crouch special attack. The transition rule there is just if the character has used their special attack. There are no transition events on here, very simple. Now we go into our crouch special attack and it's this animation here. The character is actually like using a torch. In here I have my crouch special attack active and crouch special attack ended. So just like the basic attack, we need to fill them out. Before we do that, let's go back to our state. And here's my animation. I want to make sure it's not set to loop because we want it to return back to crouch idle when it is done. It's going to do so by this transition rule right here. It's automatic rule based on sequence, player, and state, so no transition rule is needed. And for the start transition event, I've added return to idle. Let's go back into the event graph and you'll see these nodes here. So add crouch special attack ended. We want the event anim notify right here. It will go into the same logic as the other ones. And we also want to add the active on any hitbox. So I've added it here, crouch attack active, and we want our special. So event and notify crouch special attack active. Back in the state machine, we have our attacks done. So now we have to handle the crouch idle to the crouch walking. Crouch idle goes to crouch walking the same way that idle goes to walking. So we just need to check to see if the movement speed is above a certain amount. You can see idle has a transition to walking right here, and we're just checking to see if the movement speed of the character is above 0.01. So a small amount, but is the character above that? If they are, we can go ahead and transition to that. We use the same thing here. So movement speed is a variable in our NMBP, and we check if it's greater than or equal to 0.01 and allow that to transition. No transition events. Now we have crouch walking, so this is the state itself. So crouch walking is this state right here. I have my crouch walk animation in here. And this time we do want the animation to loop because the character is continuously able to crouch walk. As long as they're pressing the button, the character will do this. So loop animation is true. Now crouch walking can return back to crouch idle right here, this transition rule. And basically it's the same as walking to idle while standing, which is just the movement speed is less than or equal to 0.0. Essentially, the character isn't moving. So crouch walking to crouch idle is just this check right here. Now, you'll notice that none of these states have any sort of entered events, left events, or blended events, except for crouch idle. Crouch idle is going to have this entered crouch, entered state event. So basically when we go to this state, we're going to call entered crouch. So let's go to the event graph, and I've added entered crouch to the same spot that I had entered idle, as well as exit entrance. So entered crouch, and we want the event right here. And all we're doing is setting the character as able to move, because at this point they've returned to their crouch idle animation so they can act appropriately. That may be stopping their crouch, that may be walking, doing another attack, whatever, but we're allowing them to do that at that point. You'll see it's the same way as we did it for our idle state. We had entered idle. This is entered crouch. Now there's one other thing we should do that I didn't do yet, and that is move over the crouch block behavior to the crouch idle instead of the start crouch. So this is how it was previously in the series. We can move these states over to crouch idle. So start crouch to crouch block was working based on if the character state was blocking or not, which makes sense. We can copy the behavior in there, make a new transition rule from crouch idle to crouch block, and go into this rule. Sometimes the little symbol won't show up, but you can go into a state and back out to get it to pop up, which it did right here. Then we can paste our transition rule, and there we go. So now we can go from crouch idle to crouch block. Let's make sure there's no events or anything, and there's not. So we can remove the start crouch to crouch block. Crouch block could also return to start crouch, and it did so through this transition rule. So you see there's no events or anything on it. And we were making sure the character was not in the blocked or stunned state. We can copy all this behavior, make a new transition rule from crouch block to crouch idle, go into another state so that we get the actual rule button to pop up, then paste the behavior. There we go. It's good to go. So now we can remove the transition rule from crouch block to start crouch. Now crouch block, going to crouch shield break stun is perfectly fine. Nothing has to change about that. However, crouch shield break stun goes back to start crouch, where really it should go to crouch idle at this point. So I see my transition rule is automatic rule based and I don't have any events, so it's very simple. I can just make another transition rule from crouch shield break stun to crouch idle, go into another state to get my transition rule to pop up. It's right here. We're going to make sure it's automatic rule based. Then I can delete the old transition rule from crouch shield break stun to start crouch, and then I can organize this a little bit more just to clean it up. And there we go. So now everything revolves around the crouch idle, not the start crouch. So if we go to player game, everything will work as expected, where we can do all these events from our crouch and not the start crouch. So even the block, I can go to my block state, and then I return straight to crouch idle. And same if I get broken. So if I let my shield break here, I go to the stun, and then I return to idle afterward. My attacks are the same way. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today, so I hope you enjoyed learning how to crouch, and are looking forward to more episodes of the Super Smash Bros. And Platform Fighter tutorial series. If you are, please consider subscribing, checking out the Patreon, YouTube membership, and Discord subscriptions to support the channel further. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much to all the kind souls who already have. If you had any issues with this tutorial, or any of my tutorials, feel free to join the Discord community. There's a link in the description, and that is completely free. That's all I got, guys, so thank you so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.